Whenever you have a promise that God has given you, oftentimes the enemy tries to throw a counterfeit at you. Now, I'm learning this as I'm with the ministry Covered by God, and Prophetess Tiffany Montgomery runs that ministry. Now, that has come to pass, right? More times than not. So, when I'm doing the Year of the Bride fast, and I've done it several times, I've literally have had many counterfeits come about. It's to the point where I would even dream about them several times, right? And this last time I had a dream, this guy had wrote me a note. Well, actually somebody else had gave me the note that he had written. And I turned around and I see him go like that. He didn't want too much attention, but it was revealed to me who he was or whatever in a dream. So I'm just like, God, I'm not gonna say who my husband is and who he's not until like God give me the green light, basically. So anywho, in the dream, this other guy sees this guy wanting to get my attention. He grabs me and was like, no, we not going for none of that. The guy who grabbed me represents the counterfeit. Oftentimes, before you get married, it's gonna be somebody who come in your face and you think, oh, this is mine. He's everything that I want. He's literally everything that I wrote down. Y'all know I'm so big on telling y'all write it down and make it plain, because I do the same thing. If I want something, I'm gonna write it down and make it plain, right? I wrote everything down that I wanted, and I end up meeting this guy, y'all, and I was like, oh snap. I looked, I started reading, like, I'm like, hold on. I wrote down that I wanted him to be like this. Oh, check. I wanted him to have check. I wanted him to do check. I'm like, this is everything that I literally wanted. And it's so crazy because I have not shared that with anybody. You see what I'm saying? Like, the enemy will send a counterfeit and you would think that it's coming from God. Whole time it's from the enemy. This is why it's so important for you to discern like who is who. You know, even when you get your dreams, sometimes the dreams are not always sent by God. Like, every morning I wake up, I'm like, God, if this dream has come from you, and I always say Kevin Ewing's dream prayer, I put it down in the comments below, but I always say, like, God, if this dream came from you, then I come into agreement with it. But Lord, if this is not from you, if this is from the enemy, if the enemy sent it, I come out of agreement with it in Jesus' mighty name. Lord, go ahead and shoot every fiery dart that you have towards the enemy. When it comes to me and my kids and our destinies, I do not play. I get down. The enemy can send people too, and you thinking it's coming from God. Like, you cannot just rush into something because you're that, I want to use a different word, but I'm just gonna say desperate. And oftentimes we don't want to admit that we're desperate, but sometimes we could be in the wilderness for so long that when we're finally out of the wilderness, it's like we don't know how to act. It's kind of like, you know, I'm just gonna say, when people from the hood, they get out the hood, they still just don't know how to act when it comes to just everything else. That's the best thing that I know to compare it to. And that's the same thing. Like, we've been in the wilderness for so long sometimes that when we finally get a good thing, or we think is a good thing, we don't know how to act, or we just don't know how to pray and be patient and sit with God and be like, God, is this person really who they say they are? Do you really want me to have this job? Do you really want me to quit this job and go all in with my business? Oh, God, do you really want me to move to that area? We don't sit still enough to ask God and wait for God's answer. And a lot of times this leads us into a situation where we're in chaos. You know, we're in despair. We're now desperate to get out of a situation that we were once desperate to get into because we were not patient. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to learn to slow down sometimes. It's okay to just slow down and ask God, what do you want for me? What are your plans for me? What is your will for me? Because I understand that your will is perfect. I understand that your will it's going to triumph mine. I understand that everything that you give to me is better than I could even imagine. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to go to God first. That's it for today's video. Let me know if this message resonated with you in any way. Let me know what other content y'all want to see from me. Make sure it's faith-based. Over here on my YouTube channel, I no longer do hair. Wait, hold on. I don't want to say what I don't do, because if God tells me to start back doing something, then I'm going to start back doing it. But this channel is a faith-based channel is what I'll say. So drop down below any type of like faith-based content you would like for me to make, and I will partner with the Holy Spirit to see if it's okay. Also, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Also, make sure to follow me on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Samaya Evans. I make God plus girl content over there, so you get a little bit extra on those platforms. But that's it for today's video. I love y'all so much, and I'll see y'all next time.